Cleve came to my home one day, and they said, Cleve has this idea. Cleve has an idea that he wants to have people make quilts, patches for this gigantic quilt that would become. And that's, we want you to support this effort. I said, Cleve, I'm the mother of 5. I went to convent school. I know how to crochet and knit and sew, and I don't sew. Nobody sews anymore. How long was I? Cleve had this idea. Imagine he had a value that he translated through art to an expression of love. So very beautiful. And so he was completely right. Not only did people sew, all of them wanted to sew to find comfort in their grief about losing someone to HIV and AIDS. Now, being from San Francisco and the rest, I wasn't really familiar with discrimination against people with HIV and AIDS. When I went to Congress, my first remarks on the floor of the House were about HIV and AIDS. I've come here to fight HIV and AIDS. And people said to me, why did you say that? Why would you want people to think that was the first thing they knew about you? Why did you say that was why you came here? I said it because that's why I came here. Serving as that sounds, I had a purpose to it. And that was to say, as you saw even people in front of the White House when the president wouldn't even mention the words, the term HIV and AIDS. So time goes by, not that much time actually. Cleve comes to Washington and says, I want the quilt on the National Mall. About discrimination, the Park Service said something to the effect of, we'll give you a street corner for a few patches. Get out of here. Give you the right to say that to Cleve Jones. So anyway, we go see them, they say no, so then we come back, and I go back and say, on behalf of the Democrats in Congress, kind of exaggerating a little bit, but maybe weren't there yet, but they would be, so I was just anticipating their goodness. And so we said, we're going to have this patch. Now, just let's talk about how we're going to do this. This is not a question. You understand that? This is a fact. Now, how do we get there? And they said, well, you can't have it there because when you have the patch, that quilt on the ground, it's going to kill the grass. Kill the grass. People are dying of HIV/AIDS, and you're talking about killing the grass? So we said, so what makes you think that? He said, well, if something is covering the grass for more than 20 minutes, the grass dies. Wow. So Cleve, big thinker, visionary, values-based, so fabulous and wonderful, says, well, I have hundreds, it was really thousands, of volunteers. Every 20 minutes, we're lifting up the question. Sort of happened. But that was our promise, and that was our aspiration, and that was our hope. And there were thousands of volunteers. Did you see how tremendously large the quilt is? It was in stages. It was remarkable. It was something so beautiful, so historic. Nothing had ever happened like that before. And each patch made by, and I remember it so clearly. Cleve going over to Bill Krause's patch. With all those patches that were done. It was an emotional time for all of us to see your emotion and all of that. My patch was a flower girl in my wedding when she was a teenager, got HIV/AIDS, and so that was my patch. But to see him with Bill and knowing Bill's work and Cleve's work together to end discrimination in every way, the LGBTQ community, even before HIV and AIDS. So this award for this legend, that almost doesn't seem like enough of a word. Is icon bigger than legend? I don't know. What do you think? You think icon, legend? Yeah. Iconic legend? How about that? But it's not just about having an idea, a beautiful, creative, courageous idea. I mean, I didn't even think it would happen. Because I didn't sew. Yet. Thank you for bringing me back to my sewing basket. And the thing is, though, this was about diplomacy. It was about courage. It was about diplomacy, because then everybody wanted a piece of the quilt, right? And then it went to Atlanta. Then we wanted to get it back, and that happened in the Library of Congress with John Lewis. I guess one more thing I would say is this. This was on a weekend, leading into the weekend in Washington, D.C. That Friday night, helicopters flew over the mall to televise this fantastic miracle, this great communicator of love, the quilt. And Cleve Jones was called the leader, what was it, the person, I'm making it more like, the legend, the icon, the person of the week nationally. From that sewing basket. I want to, it's funny when we're doing this, I'm reminded that people would always say to me at that time, now, even before the quilt came, but when I first figured it out, it's easy for you because people in San Francisco are so tolerant. I said, tolerant, that is a very condescending word to me. We are not tolerant. We are respectful, and we take pride in our LGBTQ community. The Legend Archive welcomes Cleve Jones, 2025.
I think the first thing I need to tell you is we killed every blade of grass on that lawn. There are so many people in this room that I love. Some of you I have loved for many, many years.
We love you!
Some of you, I think we've heard from two, have annoyed me on occasion. I'm especially glad that they are here tonight. So thank you, Alex and Suzanne. And the other awardees. I remember once driving around with a friend who was visiting a young person, and we saw Mark Leno campaigning in a convertible with Donna Sachet and Juanita Moore. And my friend said, "Oh my God, it's Nancy Reagan and Evita." I'm not give a big long speech. We all know that we have a lot of work ahead of us. Mm-hmm. The stakes could not be higher. Right. As I said at No King's Day, the beast is at the door. Mm-hmm. The hinges are rusted and weakened. The locks are sprung. The frame is creaking and cracked. Yes. And yet, we will rise, we will do whatever is necessary to preserve our democracy and save our country. And to be called a legend is kind of absurd, because in a few years after I'm gone, like all of you, we will be forgotten. And most of what we've done here, hear me out, 50 years from now, people will not know our names. 100 years from now, no one will know our names or remember what we did here. All of us, except you. And that's really all I have to say. Thank you very much. I love you all.
You'll see on the screen above, Cleve wants you to give some money to Horizons. If you're giving money tonight, the QR code will be up here. If you want to give some money to Horizons, that's his choice of charities tonight. He believes in what they do. So please, as we get pictures of all the awardees, they'll all come up. It'd be great to see you all here. Thank you for getting to the podium. It's been my pleasure to welcome so many wonderful people to this legendary award. It's just an award. Here we go. It's happening, it's happening, it's happening. It's happening, Suzanne. Thank you, Academy, for making this happen. Let's hear for all our awardees. All of our presenters. Musical guests. It's a great